Hey man, what is going on? How are you doing? Have I hope you're having a lovely day. Okay, so it's been a little while. It's been a month. I've made a few videos and they're just not really. I don't know. Um, it is kind of a weird place my head has been going because like I'll make a video and I'll forget to put it out, but then the next day something will come up to the effect of maybe I don't want to put that video out. I don't really think that way anymore, so I don't put it out. And I do want this to be kind of a an evolution, an evolution, yeah, in my thought processes and such. Okay, so I thought maybe if I just kind of talk about it in general, a fuzz, and see where that goes, right? I have for a little while, um, I want to say for a few years here that the word minimalism has been quite an influence on me. Now, look around behind me. Obviously, minimalism is merely an influence. It is not a major driving force. But uh, slowly but surely, okay. Kind of one of those. It's not the destination, it's the journey, right? I'm on the destination for the last few years towards minimalism. And, minimalism means different things to different people. So, you know, I may be a lot more minimalist than some and not near as much as others. Um, so, uh, with that being said, minimalism being an influence, and I would like for it to be more of an influence. And kind of stemming from that, it's my mind has been processing this over the years of, I used to be really big into being a prepper. Like I was very, very scared of anything the radio said, anything the news said. Anytime I turned the TV on, it was time to, get all the preps out and ready to go, because now is it. Now that's it. There's no more today, tomorrow, the next time. There's no more plans. It's go time. I'm scared. All right. And some of that fear is still there, but not at the level it used to be. And as I got less into being the hardcore prepper, I started to realize that I've got a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff, and the minimalism thing started to take a real big front seat. Popping there, okay. Focus. Um, it got to be a real weird place, and I got into minimalism, and I started getting rid of a bunch of that stuff, and um, I guess maybe it's my my pendulum has found uh, something like a resting place or a balance or whatever, because I went from being real hardcore about being a prepper and having lots and lots of stuff to, in my brain, for the most part, up here, not in reality, not in reality, but I had gotten my mind to a place where I I needed no things, okay? And I didn't know what that looked like, okay? I didn't know what no things looked like. And for a little while, I used homeless people as inspiration. I'm like, you know, these homeless people that walk around with just their backpacks, and some of them with one or two or even more roll around luggages and stuff like that. I saw one guy. He had it. Uh, he had a bike, right, and he had a baby trailer thingy connected to the back of it, and he had saddlebags and stuff on his bike. He had a big basket on the front, and he had a bunch of stuff in his in the trailer. And I'm like, that. I mean, you know, at least if you're going down a hill, you gotta, you know, you got a pretty easy downhill, and you gotta push all that stuff up the hill. And now this is in Springfield, and it's not like there's, you know, ginormous hills in Springfield. Well, some of them are, but if you're pedaling uphill with all that crap, I guess they're, you know, might as well be 3 mile highs, right? But you know, it got to be that the homeless people were something of an inspiration for me. I was like, oh look, this is how you do no things. But looking at that guy with the bike, you know, he's got a bike, he's got all this stuff, and you know, I was like, there's something less than that, you know. There's something, there's a level lower than that of even less things, and I want to know more about that. Well, I dug and dug and dug, and something that had been having a little bit of influence on my life for a little while became a more prominent driver, and that was Buddhism. Me and Buddhism, we don't exactly, you know, mix 100%. There's a lot of good stuff there that I really dig, and has reshaped my life quite a bit. But there's, you know, I don't know. There's just some stuff that I don't completely agree with. But you know, and that, I guess that's why they what's the word? You're not of the religion, but you practice secular. Okay? Like, yeah, I get it. I understand a lot of it, but there's some lines that I can't set. So not but I started seeing myself. I was like, well, look at the monastic level of any religion, okay? And Buddhism is not a religion. But look at a monk, okay? They've taken a vow of poverty. They've taken a vow of celibacy, okay? So I'm not going to be a monk. But you know, looking at that idea of taking a vow of poverty, you have no things. Okay? I mean, you have things, but they're not your things, and you've got a little bit of stuff like your robes and, you know, just, you know, the most basic of things, you know, healthcare and hygiene and stuff like that, you know. And you know, I really started looking at that. I was like, that, you know, that's a something, you know. And then it got me, you know, where, you know, I finally got to that place where I wasn't really digging the whole Buddhism thing, and I started looking at there was a guy many thousands of years ago called Otzi, O-T-Z-I. Look him up, okay? And he's he was a guy they found in the Alps, and he died. And there's a bit of conspiracy about how he died and stuff like that, but that's not exactly the important part. The important part to me is what he had with him, all right? And maybe some of the conspiracy, they think that he was on the run, whether for good reasons or bad reasons, I don't know, but they think that he was on the run, and that as a man on the run, these are the items that he had with him, and they all fit in his backpack. And then I started looking back at where I started out with Buddhism. The thing that attracted me the most was the digital nomads, how they could just go wherever, and whenever, wherever. I'm like, man, that's pretty cool. Now, I have wife and kids, and some of them are interested in the idea, and the rest of them aren't, and that's cool. Well, no big deal. My thing now is the operation of a homestead. I I have this excitement of doing something to save the world, save the planet, save the ecosystem, hug the trees, save the bees, right? And I heard on a podcast a few days ago, the host was asking his guest a question about what can one person do, and the response was that you can start in your own backyard. You can start in your own community. You can start small. Don't go out there and try to save the world right now. Try and pretty up your backyard. Plant flowers, plant a garden. You can get into small livestock and stuff like that. And bird feeders and stuff like that. And then once you not necessarily got it squared away and perfect or whatnot, but to be able to share the things that you're doing in your backyard. And and I love going on a hike. All right, don't get me wrong, I want to go out into the wilderness. I want to go and experience nature in nature. I don't want to sit out in my backyard the whole time, but there's that balance there. I love hanging out in the backyard with the kids, putting on the barbecue, getting the slip and slide out and having a good time, that kind of thing, and getting my hands down in the dirt and growing stuff to eat, and pretty flowers for the bees. And there's all kinds of cool stuff that I don't necessarily have to have this channel be 100% completely totally about going out on a trail. I mean, how limiting of a thing is that? And that's one of those things that's stopped me over the years. I'm like, man, I run through my head all these different episodes to do on YouTube, and I can see an end. Like I can only drive so far and go on a trail and drive home and make it back to work on Monday morning, right? I mean, maybe this thing takes off, and 5 years from now, that's what I do for money. I don't know. Could be, if you're interested in sponsoring me, let me know. Quick. But yeah, to be able to go outside, play in the backyard, grow some stuff, take some pictures, do a little vlog of the things that I'm doing, and as far as the whole prepper thing goes, I'm not necessarily not a prepper anymore, but I'm not necessarily as hardcore as I was. I'd mentioned before in the introduction the word permaculture. I mean, that to me, this seems like the most prepper thing that you could possibly do, so I'll dig into that a little bit and see what happens. Okay, so I don't know, this kind of feels like another reintroduction kind of thing. So I don't know, I guess just to get my intentions out there and put the vibe out there, I have got to get going. All right, you guys have a fantastic day. I'll load this guy up and see what I can do about getting people to watch it and build up my audience. If you are watching this, share it around. Okay. Have a great one. Later, man.